We take a break from the start of the European season and head over stateside. It's the first ever Miami Grand Prix. It's the fifth round of the 2022 World Championship, the first race in Miami since the 1950s. Then, of course, 2 weeks' time, we take our trip back to Europe with a double-header. Spain and Monaco round out before back to Azerbaijan on June the 12th. June the 19th sees the Canadian Grand Prix at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit back on the calendar. Round 10 of the season takes us to Silverstone on the opening weekend of July. A week later, we're in Austria for the Red Bull Ring on July the 10th. 2 weeks later, France and Hungary take us back to back and into the summer break, where we'll have a month off before doing a triple header. Belgium, Dutch and Italian Grand Prix on August 28th, September the 4th and September the 11th. A to be confirmed race still in the books, of course, on the 23rd, before on October 2nd we go to Singapore for the night race, back then over to Japan on October the 9th, 2 week break before Mexico and America on the 23rd, Mexico on the 30th of October, 2 week break and the season rounds out. Season in Sao Paulo on November the 13th and Abu Dhabi on November the 20th. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Charles Leclerc leads the way on 86 points. Max Verstappen is on 59, Sergio Perez on 54. George Russell, with top 5 finishes in every race so far this year, remaining consistent on 49. He's ahead of Carlos Sainz, who's had 2 DNFs back-to-back, both in lap 1, both in the gravel trap. Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton down in 7th position, Bottas 8th, Ocon 9th, and Kevin Magnussen on 15 points rounds out the top 10. On the second page, it's Danny Ricciardo alongside Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso and Zhou Guanyu, along with Alex Albon and Lance Stroll, the last drivers with points. Michael Schumacher Jr., or Mick Schumacher, is on 19 on 0 points, Nico Hülkenberg on 0 and Nicholas Latifi still pointless in 2022. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari thought they were walking away with it, but a 1-2 for Red Bull last time out have put them just 11 points back. The fight is on. Mercedes still in 3rd position. They have eked ahead of McLaren after a podium in Italy. Further back, Alfa Romeo are 5th, battling with BWT Alpine F1. AlphaTauri are 7th, Haas are 8th, Aston Martin are 9th on 5 points and Williams have a point. The first time this early in a Constructors' Championship that every team has scored points. It's the Miami Grand Prix and this is the second practice session. On board then with the Aston Martin, Nick Homewood from EERC is driving us around a lap. Flat out as you approach down towards turn number 1. Brake all the way down, 3rd gear, 55-mile-an-hour corner for the tight first corner. Rise that up then, 4th gear, 95, 5th gear, 125 round turn 3. Little kinkier down at turn 4 as well as you approach the first real braking zone. 6th gear down to 130 miles an hour, wrist again to 120 as you just literally flying through. Now turn 8, hard on the brakes, 5th gear, 80 miles an hour into the braking zone. Now back on the accelerator at the kink. Now open up, 8th gear, 200 miles an hour flat out through the DRS zone down towards turn 11 and turn 12, down the beach side south and the beach side north as well. After the braking zone, slap on the brakes now into the trickiest part of the track as well. 2nd gear corners as well, around about 50 miles an hour. The apex tightens in on itself as well, triple apexes before this tight chicane at 14 and 15. It's going to really throw the drivers out, as well as this one, turn 16, 45 miles an hour. The wall is closer than it looks on R Factor before it widens up on the track as well. Down the back straightaway, already 8th gear, 207 miles an hour in as well. That's what the driver's going to be feeling. They're going to have to slam on the brakes. Down again, 2nd gear into a late braking zone, 45 miles an hour. Last 2 corners, you're building up speed. Turn 18, 5th gear, 125. Turn 19, 7th gear at 170 miles an hour. Cross the line at over 180. That's a lap of Miami. Here we go again then, folks. Time to liven up around the Miami International Autodrome as well. Literally M-I-A. Maya, Miami. We've been wanting to come here since 2019. The circuit's gone through 4 different configurations. Finally, they settled on the correct one around this fantastic Hard Rock Stadium as well, where the Miami Dolphins play as well, and it is a great looking track. 57 laps ahead of us on Sunday, 3 sectors, 3.36 miles, 5.41 kilometers, and we saw this morning exactly how much trouble you can get into if you make a mistake, and even the W Series as well. One of the drivers putting in the wall down at that very tight turn 16 through the Red Bull chicane section as well. 19 turns for the drivers to learn as well. Free practice 1 had 1 red flag when Valtteri Bottas went into the wall. Pirelli, expecting quite abrasive circuits as well, have brought their middling range of tyre compounds as well. They've brought in the C2 hard, the C3 medium and the C4 soft compound tyre as well. And it's all eyes as well to the city circuit. There's the marina with the fake water looking away as well, trying to add something, I don't know what, to the beach area of the circuit. They couldn't make it go through the beach, so they've actually decided to put it on the back. But it is time for second practice for the Miami Grand Prix. Track temperature 42 degrees, air temperature 32 degrees as well. Humidity at 57%, and it looks quite calm and relaxed as well. Megan's dipped out for practice 2 as well, which means joining me in the commentary box is Josh Blaze as well. Tom Dillon will be joining me for practice 3 tomorrow, and then me and Megan will be back for quali in the race with Josh Blaze up in the pit lane as well. But we've actually got a driver tracker that, fingers crossed, is going to work. I mean, it's giving you all information as well, and it'll tell you who's on the radio and that little sort of thing as well. It's not our permanent one, but it'll do for now from the F1 app. But alongside me again is Josh Plays. Josh, we're getting ready for practice 2, another hour ahead of us then. This is really where we see who's fast and who's not.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, I have been looking at the track map and trying to think of corner names for some reason.
Well, it's that type of track, isn't it? You've got to think about it.
Yeah,
With no one
so
having it.
The Red Bull Chicanes, I thought of a better name because it's a chicane then a left-hander, so the Red Bull Complex.
Oh, that's better. That's an entire psychologically degree as well, with the complex that some of the Red Bull staff have compared to Helmut Marko, who said maybe Lewis should have retired last year.
Yeah, and then I believe the long straight in between the turn 16 and 17 is alongside a lake.
Yep, it is.
So that could be the Lake Straight or something like that.
Straight, yeah. We know that turn 11 and 12 is called the Beach South and the Beach North. Yeah. And then just before we've decided to call it the Red Bull Complex. Turn 8 is called Marina. As well. That's, I think, where the boats are as well, just at that part of the track. So that's why it's called Marina. And, we're just having to think of corner names for every part of the other part of the track. But you're seeing the corner names on the driver tracker that we finally got working after, if you join us for free practice 1, all the technology literally went, no thank you, not today. Not going to go working. It is going to work today, which is great news. George Russell might not, though. His car up on the jacks. I can't tell if they're screwing things in or they're unscrewing things. Looks like it's the first one to screw things back in and get the car ready. Yes, it is. So he's not going to be out there straight away with 25 seconds to go. There's Christian Horner looking on. Max Verstappen not even in the car yet. With only 3 hours of practice at a brand new venue, surely they want to get out there ASAP. I don't understand why they're waiting so long.
Yeah, Max Verstappen's car is in pieces, so they must be trying to look at the overheating issue some more. Of course, Valtteri Bottas had that crash in free practice 1, which caused the red flag.
Green light's gone on. Practice 2 is underway here for the Miami Grand Prix. There is Bottas. It's a replacement gearbox, by the way, so it's doubtful he's going to be out in the next hour. Alex Albon looking on as well, ready to go out, and this is looking exciting now. No one's heading out there straight away. Oh, yes, they are. I've not got the right driver tracker on the iPad, because usually I could see the driver tracker, but it's so small. Ted's down in the pit lane for us, though, so let's go down to Ted.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Crofty. I've just had a confirmation from the Red Bull Racing team that following a brush with the wall, they have precautionarily, I know that's probably not a word, changed Max Verstappen's gearbox because, quote, well, we don't want another DNF, do we? So it does mean that they're going to be getting a bit low on gearboxes as the ones in the pool eventually mean that they start to peter out. But it's not the end of the world. It's better than not having a DNF at a circuit where they believe they are competitive. They were not freaked out by the Ferrari result of free practice 1. I think they've got some time in hand, especially now they've got a bit of a thinner rear wing, perhaps, than we've seen in recent races, to counter what Ferrari have brought here, a lower downforce, lower drag rear wing as well. So yeah, no action on Verstappen's side of the garage. His engineer, GP Lambiase, is having a sort of here and there discussion with Christian Horner and Helmut Marko, who's drinking some of the company's products, and I've got to say they all look very sort of chilled out and not fussed about getting out, which I suppose is just as well because they can't, because they're still fixing the gearbox problem. Back to you. What else you want to know about? You like to send me off on my errands, Crofty?
Would you like to go down to Alfa Romeo?
Sure.
Take your time, because I don't think Valtteri's going out very much in a hurry, but we'd like to know if he's going out at all.
Well, I don't think so, Josh, either, because he's got no wheel on the car at the moment as well. So we just heard then from Ted Kravitz via Sky that I thought I did see work on the gearbox for Max Verstappen, and it is the case. He's got a gearbox issue, so Max Verstappen is going to have a curtailed free practice 2 session as well. And look at that. That just gives me happy vibes, that part of the track into turn 16 and 17 as well. Literally, after the straightaway, the lakeside view, it looks great. And then you blast off past the Hard Rock Stadium and down towards turn number 1. Heavy on the brakes, of course, down to around about 4th gear, 55 miles an hour. Rise it up again, 95 miles an hour. Finish off 5th gear, 125 by the end of the first couple of complex. As well as they head further downhill into the braking zone, switching through now. Turns 4, 5, 6 and 7, all in 6th gear as well. Not rising up the accelerator with Esteban Ocon either as you ride through. Looks like a good lap time, actually. And if I want to, I think we can highlight Esteban's lap because we're following him on the driver tracker here. So you can see what he's doing in the mini sectors. He was fast in the first couple of corners, slow in the second, and fast in the third mini sector as well. So Ocon's first sector is a 31.322, and I like how we can highlight the drivers we want to look at with this driver tracker. We're trying to integrate it so this becomes permanent, as Ricciardo's on the radio, if we're going to hear from him. Well, we should be. Let's listen.
Good warm-up on front brakes into turn 17 to avoid a split. Lando's exiting 17 now, so we'll be clear opening the lap.
So that's Ricciardo on the radio. Ocon's doing a good lap time then. He's coming into the last couple of corners, down the long back straightaway as well. We're following his lap time on the driver tracker as we're on board with him. So you're seeing the mini sectors going green and purple. If they go yellow, he's going slower. Green, it's average best. And then following the rest of it as well, purple is fast. Comes across the line then, and it's a 1:32.906. for Esteban Ocon. I think that's driver track is a little bit behind there. If car 18 Stroll is off track and continues.
No DRS this lap, made a mistake.
Okay, understood. No DRS.
That's Sainz's radio, we're being told as well. So that was Ocon. He's gone fastest overall then at the moment, as we highlight that tracker. Good opening lap there for Esteban, Josh, but I've got a feeling more times are going to come out through the rest of the session.
Yeah, indeed. My dad has just opened the back door, and it is absolutely freezing, and especially with me having shorts on.
Oh, that is cold. That is cold. It's warm, actually, in the commentary box. I think the computers are generating some heat, because I haven't actually got the heater on. So it is warm, but it is absolutely tiddling down outside, to put a better word out at the moment, out of the UK commentary box. It is raining hard as well. So I think pity is what I'm calling for at the moment, as we're going to try and see if we can jump back up to live for some reason, because we are a few seconds. There we go. We're back live now on the timing screen, because it was bugging me that the driver tracker wasn't in sync with what we're watching. Now it is. Let's have a look at Alexander Albon then. We're highlighting him on the stream for some reason, so I need to find him on the tracker. There we go. So he's in that first sector, is Albon, and he's looking okay, actually. First sector's a 32.434. as they keep coming, and now swapping backwards around as well. I'm liking this feature as well on the driver tracker, that we can highlight exactly who we want to look at. From looking at a driver, we get to look at a driver. This isn't permanent though. This is just while the other lap counter gets fixed and /made by F1 T-Feed. We've got the driver tracker from the app, so it works just the same. But Albon's looking good through the Red Bull complex. This is where we saw a crash in the W Series. Just got a little bit of oversteer. One of the drivers there and put it into the wall. She's okay, I'm delighted to say. But we just about saw that, actually, because W Series hasn't actually had their practice session live on YouTube at the moment as well. As Josh is doing something with the computer table as well. I think it's his dog. Is that Del Boy?
Yes.
I thought so. We saw him in practice. Testing.
Get your head out of my sandwich wrapper.
Albon's crossing the line, goes fourth on a 1:34.223 at the moment then, as we see a replay. And this is early on in the lap, around about turn 5, 6 and 7, going very, very wide indeed. Ted said Valtteri Bottas.
The missing part at the back of that car.
I was going to say tyres and engine and
gearbox.
Oh, the engine's actually not there either.
Yeah. So I don't know why, because, well, obviously because it's been needing some work, or it's already joined to the rear end of the car as well with the gearbox and the rear crash structure, because it was just the back end he went
Stroll
into,
off the track.
The diffuser and the floor that he broke. So I'm not entirely clear why there doesn't appear to be a Ferrari. Oh, team radio.
We have a side pod that comes up.
Okay.
Loose
No, it's flown off.
I have that problem myself sometimes. So yes. So I don't know why it doesn't. It isn't on the back of Valtteri Bottas' Alfa Romeo Sauber, but I will find out. But I think the sum total of it is that he's not going to be going out in this session properly.
Thanks, Ted. Nearly said thanks, Josh, but he's up in the comms box with me at the moment. But
you're very welcome for me just standing here and listening.
Alonso was top for a brief moment with a 1:32.094. His teammates now gone second. Ocon a 1:31.753. But Sainz has gone top for Ferrari, 1:34.763. Right, trackside, turn 5. Martin Brundle is standing by through the first sweeping sections.
I am indeed. It's the turn 4 around the wall, and they appear at such incredible speed. And this sort of reaffirms my feeling that this is like a high-speed racetrack in a street circuit setting. Obviously, these cars are going slowly on an outlap, and you're going to have to rely really heavily here on these fine marshals all around the track, because there are so many blind corners and walls, and if something is slow the other side of it, you need a white flag or something's gone off. You're going to need really early flag signals here. We'll wait till somebody rocks up at full speed and they come through there like it's Monaco. But look at the speed from the Williams there. And then really hard on the throttle through 5. Back end of the car complaining like crazy. Wonderful setting here on the corner of the stadium. All of the hospitality units here. A little bit further down is 6, 7 and 8, which is the never-ending left-hander in front of the marina. But you can hear the exhaust note really deep as they're giving it big torque demand here. And the Ferrari then have Charles Leclerc absolutely flying through. And before I can say Charles Leclerc, he's already into 6 and gone, carrying incredible speed. You will not have a small accident through here. It will only be a big accident because they're carrying so much speed. You can see the Tech Pro barriers in front of us with a very careful combination with sort of a gap in the middle. First row gap, second row, and then further Tech Pros here up against the wall that arrests the car. And will they ever need that if they get wide? I have seen a couple of cars coming through here where they get a bit of a swapper on the apex of 4 and having to cut across the corner. There is room to breathe in that respect, but I have to say the F1 cars here for the fans as Sergio Perez. It's brilliant watching it. It really is. Aston Martin now coming through. Great spot I've got here. Back to you, Crofty.
And we've got a yellow flag as well to boot, so someone's gone off somewhere.
1 and 2, that's track sector 8, which is turn 8.
Perez! It's Sergio Perez who has stopped. Now, I'm trying to find him on the timing screen. I can't. There he is, down in 16th. He's got going again.
A green flag.
Yeah, so
must have got going again.
Yeah, he was Perez, off track and continued. So he's had a spin. There's a slow-moving Aston Martin, a Stroll there as well. But we picked up Perez, as we'll keep an eye out whether it is him or not. We'll see a replay shortly. Leclerc's gone fastest, 1:31.131. Gasly second, Sainz third, Zhou fourth, 1:31.507, just put it in. Ocon fifth. And I think you sent me a text message like an hour ago, didn't you, Josh, about how someone who was 20 minutes away from the circuit said it was raining. I've just seen a black cloud pop above the circuit, and this is what happened to Checo. Round turn 7, hits that. Oh, it just gets dragged out wide and loses the rear. That's what's going to worry me throughout the race as well. If somebody does not the opening lap in the wall.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He should be able to catch that, but because he's on the dirt, it's just spinning him around so easily, yeah.
Yeah, JB has just said the same thing, Jenson Button, so that's a worry as well as they come through. Sainz top now, 1:39.64 on the board already. So it's Sainz with 7 laps on the board. Leclerc, Gasly, Zhou, Ocon, Norris, Albon, Alonso, Ricciardo, Stroll, top 10. Tsunoda, Vettel, Magnussen, Latifi, Schumacher, Perez. The last ones on the times. And then Hamilton, Russell just setting sector times now. Verstappen's not going out with the gearbox problem. And Bottas won't get out in this session as well. So won't be classified overall on the board. But we have a lot of cars out on the track right now. Top 4 are out there, as you can see on the driver tracker. As we thought about it, didn't we, Josh? That someone was going to stop above the circuit, take some pictures. One of the Miami Police Department stopping to take a photo over the bridge at that chicane.
Oh, that's a bit of debris coming off Kevin Magnussen, and we did get a race control message saying car 20 missed the apex of turn 15. And track surface was slippery in track sector 10.
Ted's down.
By a tenth and a half.
No, Ted. Again, they were throwing to Ted. Now they've gone to a replay. Then I've gone to an ad break. So that's typical Ted. So yeah, it was one of the side pod veins that Schumacher was complaining about as well, coming off. But that Miami policeman as well. Was he was using his phone while the engine was turned on. I'm afraid that's a ticket, sir. That's a ticket.
Well, just on the radio. 457 dispatch. 457 go ahead. Out of service. Patrolling the highway pursuing 200-mile-per-hour Formula 1 cars. Over.
That police officer has got a new background as well, and he says he's now been on television as well, which is fantastic.
Anyway, I've got some filler content if there's a red flag.
Oh, nice. So far, no sign of it.
I don't want to jinx it, though.
No.
And I've got also one of the filler content is another episode of Just Plays Show and Tell.
Nice. Leclerc is fastest, 30.175. He's actually now dropped down to second. Sainz gone quickest, 1:39.64. Leclerc's setting good sector times in sector 1 though at the moment. Looking at it, Russell's punning P9, 1:32.041. Russell, who has been in the top 5 at every single race so far this year. He was 4th in Bahrain, 5th in Saudi Arabia, podium, of course, in Australia, and 4th in Emilia-Romagna at Imola. So he's been having some very strong performances. Compare that to Lewis Hamilton, who, yes, got a podium in Bahrain, then was 10th in Saudi Arabia, 4th in Australia, and 13th in Emilia-Romagna. Lost a lot of points, and a lot of crucial points there as well. Coming through, and you've got a feeling that this is the breaking point for Lewis this weekend. That he's already said, he said it in Emilia-Romagna, I'm out the title fight, and he's come here this weekend saying that I'm not out the title fight, despite the fact he's only got 28 points and Leclerc is on 86. Even Verstappen thinks he might be out of the title fight, as he's on 59.
Yeah, that's a big gap. Just while we were no TV pictures, race control message has just come up saying Gasly has missed the apex of turn 15, and that is the entrance to what we call the Red Bull complex.
And Gasly right now running third fastest. I've just picked up Leclerc for some reason. I need to pick up Gasly. There he is on the driver tracker.
A very good duo in very good triple name in corner names.
Yes, we would be, yeah.
Come on, Formula One, give us the chance to name a Formula One corner at Las Vegas.
That'll be Las Vegas. We go past the Las Vegas Strip, don't we? So there'll be got to call some of these out there as well, and got to find some good ones. Someone just knocked on the door of the commentary box, which usually means I would say come in, but I don't think anyone's actually there unless somebody walks in. But the on-air light is on, so I don't know. Nobody can get into the back of where the commentary box is, so we'll keep an eye out unless Megan's walked in. Sainz is fastest, 1:39.64. Perez has gone P2, 1:31.029 as things currently stand as well. And I like we've got like driver tracker working. It's making it feel a bit proper. At least it's not the actual one, but we have one working. We will be using this throughout the weekend until our main driver tracker works as well. As we come back on. Remember, if you're on Sky Q watching, you can press red to watch race control and the recap, as this is Lewis Hamilton down at turn 1 on an outlap, going a little bit wide and then going off. This is George Russell at the Red Bull complex, jumping over the curbs, and I've got a feeling someone's going to end up in the wall there in qualifying. And Mario Andretti has joined the Sky F1 commentary box. Oh, I'm throwing the fader up.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gents.
How are you?
Wonderful, thanks.
It's great to have you here. We can't come to Miami for a first time and not bring you up into the commentary box.
I just want to hear firsthand what your analytic abilities. Because I'm learning.
Big one there! Ferrari. And it's one of the Ferraris in the wall, and it's Carlos Sainz to bring out an instant red flag down at the Red Bull complex as well. We were just saying who's going to end up there in qualifying, and now it's Carlos Sainz, who for the third weekend running has put it in the wall. Under braking, the car rotated towards the left-hand side, and it's brought off the front suspension, the rear suspension.
Hey guys, sorry guys. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened there either. And Mario Andretti in the commentary box was just had to be turned round. I'll take he's 80 years old now. I'd be careful having to rotate that quickly. But that was a big one for Sainz. And the session leader is out of it and loses crucial data in the sessions.
Yeah, that's 42 minutes of time lost. And depending on what they have to do, that might be quite costly. Because that's a big crash, and it looked fine going into the complex, and then it looked like before he even was climbing out, which is good, before he even clipped the curb of turn 15, he was around.
Yeah, under braking, car just went round it went. So red flag is out. All cars are returning to the pit lane. Schumacher, Hamilton, Leclerc, the last three to come out.
Move along, people. Oh, look, there's an ambulance. Let's get the rope rescue out and lower a paramedic down.
They've got some great access to that track, haven't they, at the moment, as they come through. Let's take another look then. So this was on board. Round turn 12, the ever-tightening left, now into 13. And the car just drops. And the wall was too close. He would have got away with that if the wall wasn't there.
Yeah.
It just spat him round. I've never seen that before. Gets on the accelerator, nicely through, and just loses it. Wrong camera angle.
That police officer guarding that exit had a great view.
Yeah, he did, indeed. Look at all those people on the top of the mountain there watching for free, getting it through.
Yeah, I've been watching the Formula One opening ceremonies and weekend warm-ups, and they're doing a lot of things for people who have not got tickets.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
They've got concerts around. They've got one of the sponsors doing tons of events on the Miami beaches for free and others.
There's the medical car going to take Carlos Sainz back. And it is weird how this is the third race running and it is Carlos Sainz crashing again. I mean, if we check here, look, in the YouTube chat. Hello, first of all, to Louis is fine. Hello, welcome on to the show. SHT says, seriously, Sainz again. And Synthel says, wow, out there as well. But I want to throw the fader back up because we had that crash. I want to listen to the 1978 world champion and 1969 Indianapolis 500 champion Mario Andretti.
Point that they lose that edge.
Yeah.
You see, so you can see that he's capable. So he'll be all right.
I know you were Super Mario. You still are Super Mario. But are you telling me you didn't feel pressure driving for Ferrari?
Oh yes, you do, but that's the right kind of pressure, though.
Okay.
So what? I mean, they expect you to bring results. Nothing wrong with that. You expect that of yourself. But if you let that get to you in a negative way, then you better rethink a bit.
Last year when we watched Carlos, he was so competitive immediately on it. I think we were all surprised at how quick Carlos was in the Ferrari. He was matching Charles Leclerc. But things change when you go from having a car that's fourth fastest to suddenly a car that's winning races. The pressure changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed, because obviously now he has the opportunity to actually win some races with that if he gets it done right. So, again, pressure is pressure, and it's just how you handle it. It's something
Talk
that.
to me about that, Mario, because you went, if you look at the late 70s, when you all of a sudden Chapman develops a ground effect car, like we have now actually, ground effect car, and you go from being competitive, winning the old race, to suddenly being a championship contender.
Ooh, big slide from Gasly.
Gasly standing, yeah.
Gasly having
Going
some big
into the Red Bull complex.
And that's that same part of the track.
13, turn 12, that's turn 13.
Yeah, it's turn 12 is the long sweeping right-hander that tightens in. 13 is the kink, and then 14, 15 is the chicane.
The winner of the 2022 Miami Grand Prix, or should I say the 2022 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, is Just Plays.
When did you win that? Where's that from?
Got given it from one of the sidecar drivers from...
Oh, blimey!
British Supercar Championship 2014.
Blimey! Well, I'll talk about motorsport trinkets. That's insane. Who is that? I can't. The camera won't focus quite clearly. But wow, look at that!
The driver winner, round 10, race 2 from TT Circuit Assen.
That is insane. Oh, I'm so jealous. I've not got a winning trophy. I've got a hat.
Came from my favourite sidecar driver as well.
Oh, that is insane. That is honestly brilliant. Look at that.
Here's a replay of Bottas from practice 1 just losing it and causing the first red flag of the day because there was no session on track session before. So Formula 1 had the first on track for Miami.
And that's rare because usually there's some support series going out there, but
because you've got because I was looking back at the Australian Grand Prix support. Oh, the mermaids have got into the sideboard.
Well, that's an image and a half.
Yeah.
Who's got Will Buxton? Is Will Buxton not there? I know he's a married man now as well, but when he was commentating in Monaco, they cut to Carmen Jorda in the swimming pool section, and Will, bless him, stopped dead in his tracks. So I hope they've got Will Buxton away from any TV cameras at the moment as the mermaids are out.
Going completely off topic. Well, not really off topic, but my dad has a really big Hard Rock Cafe glass, shot glass collection, and one of the only ones he does not have is Miami. Come on.
Oh. And we're racing in Miami. The F1 should release them. They should release them. Yeah. If you're just joining us, we're under a red flag as to Carlos Sainz under braking for the Red Bull complex down at turns 15 and 16. Lost the rear of the car and has destroyed the left-hand side as well. He was top of the session on 1:39.64, but the red flag has come out with 35 minutes and 30 seconds to go now on the board as well as laces out, apparently, for Danny Ricciardo. Pet detective, I see. So Ace Ventura, very Miami Vice. I miss Miami Vice. Go on.
Of turn 16 is called the Highway Underpass.
Is that what it is? The Highway Underpass? Wow,
because it goes under the highway off.
Oh, yeah.
Right, here's a replay of Verstappen going into the pit lane.
This is during practice 1, we're being told. So is this when the gearbox problem happened? comes to the stop, looks okay. Then they were looking at it saying, look, there's a problem at the back. Then they tried to air it out with one of the pressure jets. Adrian Newey, the technical delegate, watches on. And yeah, then they realised something was wrong. So Max, that's why he stopped early then, Josh, with 4 minutes to go. Do you remember he came into the pit lane and got out of the car with 4 minutes to go? SHT says as well, I don't know why this news has been popping out, but it says Alonso is being linked again to Sebastian Vettel's Aston Martin seat. I really don't want Fernando to go there. I don't know where that story's come from, but I broke the news on the Grid Network a few days ago. I think it was last Monday. I broke the news on the Grid Network that several sources in the paddock had told me as well that there was a rumour that there was going to be a driver change mid-season between two teams. One driver would be a big surprise and the other not so much, as to moving teams. And I broke the news that after talking with several sources on that Monday after the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, it was that Sebastian Vettel would leave Aston Martin at the halfway point of the season and will join Haas for the remainder before retiring from Formula One, and Mick Schumacher would go to Aston Martin. The reason behind that is that Haas want a world champion to help develop their car for the future, and Mick Schumacher is very attractive to Aston Martin to build up their works driver program going forward as well. So it looks, and there has been a lot of good evidence suggesting it's true, but so at the moment, that's what I've been hearing. This Fernando story came out of the woodworks again this morning. But the rumour I was hearing, and it had some weight behind it, was that Sebastian Vettel is retiring at the end of this season. He is going to Haas for the second half of the year, and Mick Schumacher is taking over the car. Again, that's all just a rumour at the moment. There's some weight behind it, but we've had nothing officially confirmed. The only thing I can really sort of guess is that maybe this is Seb's last year in Formula One. But apart from that, that's the news I broke on the Grid Network last Monday, because that's what I heard.
Yeah, we've got a session resume time at 5:59, so just over a minute's time.
Yeah.
With 31 minutes of the session remaining when we get back underway. Just quickly, if it's all right, I'll go through some
by the
FIA
way,
documents.
Yeah, just quickly. By the way, Grid Network, Live on the Grid as well, is airing now on the Grid Network. I suggest you all go watch that. It is absolutely fantastic, as Kobe's been put it together as well. So we'll throw it to you, Josh.
Yep, so in practice one, Alexander Albon Williams got fined €800 for Albon exceeding the pit lane speed limit by 7.6 kilometers an hour, and then the incident in the pit lane between Esteban Ocon and I believe it was George Russell. Ocon got
Italian Jesus.
Yep.
There's Antonio Giovinazzi. Now, if they don't get him walking on the fake water in the marina, they've missed a trick. Anyway, back to you.
Yep, and Ocon got a reprimand of the driver for non-driving.
Oh, interesting. Session will resume at 17:59 local time here in Miami, which means it's going to come up later. This is the latest, actually, we should have a session. It's coming up to 11 o'clock here in the United Kingdom as well. So, red flag gets rescinded. Go on.
I thought Louis is fine, said hello. Well, I hope Louis is fine.
Absolutely. 3 lights, 2, 1, and green light is back on. We are underway for the remainder of free practice number 2 here. And out on the track, Vettel, Stroll, Alonso, Ocon coming out there as well. Can't see anybody else at the moment. Norris, Guan Yu Zhou, or Zhou Guan Yu, I should say, coming out there as well. All on the driver tracker. 30 minutes and 35 seconds to go as they come through. I'm delighted, actually, that compared to TiVo, and, oh, hang on 2 seconds, Christian Horner's down the pit wall as well.
Max and the condition of his car, but before we talk about your team, would Red Bull be welcoming of an Andretti racing team coming into Formula One?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, Mario is an absolute legend, and you know, we need an American driver as well. So if he's thinking of making a comeback, you know, it'd be great to see him in one of these cars. But you know, the Andretti name in motorsport, it's such a big name. It'd be fantastic to see them on the grid.
Thank you.
Can you
Christian.
give him a test, Christian? Would you give Mario a test?
He's welcome, Karun, anytime.
Well, there you go, Mario.
I'd even get his old engineer, Adrian, sitting next to me to engineer him.
That has just brought an amazing sparkle in Mr. Andretti's eyes. We saw a Red Bull coming out behind you. I assume that was Sergio Perez.
No, it's Verstappen. It's
Max
Verstappen. Look, he's out the car.
Is that Verstappen coming out?
Verstappen. The boys have done a mega job. The boys from Checo's car in that red light all jumped on Max's car, got the car turned around. So they've done a super job.
Precaution gearbox change, or was there damage you could see?
There's no damage we could see, but you don't want to take the risk and then be sat on the side for the whole session. So we decided it was better to sacrifice a bit of time. We got lucky with the red flag, so he's only one run out of sync now from the rest of the pack.
Thanks, Christian. So only one run out, and you can see. Look at this, Josh. They're all backing up down that back straight. Now, personally, I think we should have had the start line there. That's much more picturesque, if I get my words out there. I was going for pitch there.
I think in the edit we need to put a bleep. Oh wait, there's no edit. It's a live stream.
Oh no,
anyway.
I was going for pitched. I was going for that. Yeah, I was going for picturesque, and it went pitch.
Yeah, I would
Go on.
like to see Andretti back in the Formula 1 car, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, he does the Indy. That went really high. He does the Indy cars. He drives the two-seater around some of the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Verstappen radio.
How's the steering now, Max? Okay, fail one, fail, please. Fail one, fail, boxes lap.
So, was that yellow flag sector 2? If I lost sound. Josh, I can't hear you.
Sorry. I think that, we've got, you had brief yellows, and the timing screens were bang on. Oh, look, and there's everyone watching on in the commentary box with Karun Chandhok, Mario Andretti, Jensen Button, and David Croft as well. They've got 4 headsets now. Wow. Oh, Verstappen's got a problem.
To share things here, don't I?
Mate, I couldn't steer. It's locked.
Copy, Max.
And the smoke coming out of the back. Look at that, Josh. Rear left tyre is failing. Something's coming out from the back there. That's not good news at all. If that's dropping oil, it'll be another red flag.
Yeah, indeed. Just have a look. That's going down the very, very long straight between 16. And there's some very, very worried and nervous faces on the Red Bull pit wall.
2 seconds, back on.
Got time to
Oh, it's on fire! Brake disc on fire! Look, Karun's at a point, and Verstappen's brakes are on fire! And this will bring out the red flags. Yellow's out at the moment, but this is unbelievable. And Mario Andretti's really been there everywhere. So Verstappen's got back to the pit lane, but rear brakes on fire. Wow.
Mate, I cannot do anything. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, copy, Max. Copy.
And this is disastrous news as well for Verstappen. He was failed to score he failed to score in Bahrain, failed to score in Australia, and this is round 5. It seems every 2 races is a problem. Let's hope he gets this out of the way before Sunday. But Max Verstappen, the extinguishers go on. Ted's in the pits.
Smoke from the rear brakes, they have overheated. Obviously, he's having to use them a lot more. Doesn't have the engine braking as well. And they're just making sure that the car is actually safe to move, because there is still a lot of smoke. And where there's smoke, there is inevitably a little bit of brake fire on the rear of that Red Bull. So, yeah, they did do. Christian Horner's absolutely correct. The guys in the garage did do a great job to get that gearbox change completed. But somewhere, something has gone very horribly awry. I'll get those brakes. You never get used to the smell of burning brakes, do you, chaps?
Yeah.
And incident involving Stroll and Verstappen reviewed, no further investigation. Don't know when that's from. But this is disastrous news. And apparently, David Croft and Karun Chandhok and Jensen Button can smell the brake smokes, because where their commentary box is directly below the Red Bull garage. They can smell it, and we can see it because the smoke is still there in the garage. Now, if that car goes on fire, they've got a fire extinguisher there, but they really need to get that clear. Remember Malaysia 2016, Kevin Magnussen's car caught fire in the pit lane, and they had to red flag the session because it's still a track hazard. So let's take a look.
Here's the replay. Here's the noted incident. That was
Verstappen on the racing line. And that's because he couldn't steer. So no wonder there's no further investigation. Verstappen had no car power. It wasn't his fault. And you still look, he put up his hand to wave, I think, Max, didn't he? Like saying, sorry, it wasn't my fault. The car's literally dead. Look, the hydraulics failed. And he had no accelerator. So he was just coasting on the line. He had nowhere to go.
Yellows were a bit delayed, though. I saw on that replay, the car was stopped. And as soon as the Aston Martin went past, the greens and yellows just went on then. So Stroll had no idea. And I think they should have kept that out in the garage area, because that can catch on fire.
Yeah, they need to really get that under control quite quickly. The mechanics on it, and look at that. He gets one out lap, and on that lap, the car catches fire. This is great news for Ferrari, but nothing more than Mercedes, as it's Russell on top, a 1:29.938, and Lewis Hamilton is third fastest on a 1:30.179. Mercedes are coming back to play, and for only the second time this year, it's a Mercedes topping a session, and for the second time this year, it's George Russell doing it. This is fantastic. We saw it back in Australia.
Yeah, indeed. Don't think Team L8s are going to like me when I say this. But I think Russell has become the first driver of Mercedes.
I'd agree. He can be consistent with that car, it seems.
By the way, Team L8 fans, the door is right there. You can exit by opening it by the door handle.
Yeah, do whatever you like. You may leave, you may not. Alonso jumps to 5th, 1:30.372 on the board as well. We're just getting the timing screen back operational at the moment. Schumacher's on the radio. Let's listen to him if he's going to turn up somewhere. Here he is.
Next is Ocon, and just check reset your funk.
Uptown Funk, anybody? Please recheck, I suppose.
Please note, Schumacher said F-U-N-K, not the...
Yeah, the other one, yeah. Yes, he did, yeah. Not the other one, as we've got our driver tracker back.
No, it's post 11 p.m, but still.
That's a point. We could actually swear, but we're not going to, because it's either good morning, good afternoon, or good evening for everyone else. And yeah, great spot. SHT has also pointed out something that I noticed. He says, finally, Jeff is gone from the F1 22 game as well. And taking his place is former McLaren pit lane mechanic, Mark Priestley. Mark Priestley, who is known to Sky F1 and Formula E, he's taken over. Martin.
7 and 8 exit, as it were, the outside. We can see the marina there. The water must be very still today. The boat's barely rocking around.
Brilliant, Martin!
This is a good
Brilliant!
spot, because you'll see the cars appear, and they kind of do a wall of death around the curb and do a very late turn in, because the apex of this long, effectively 180-degree section is right at the end here. And I'm seeing basically two types of racing car come through here. One absolutely flat out, and you can see when they have to ride the curb how close they get. If they get it wrong, you can see the skid marks there from Bottas's crash earlier on in the day. There's the black patch down there on the tarmac is the one they had to repair last night. Now, the cars are either flat out, like this Williams.
Whoa, big twitch!
Oversteer, they're sliding towards the wall through the exit. And a lot of cars are short-shifting there to try to just dull the power a little bit. So they're either coming through here hard and fast, as you now see Lewis Hamilton doing, or they're really cruising. And I've seen so many white flags and white panels, light panels flashing up. So they want to save their tyres. It's obviously such a tyre killer in the middle part of the lap. And I say again, the marshals and the teams are going to have to be so good at warning the drivers that there are fast cars approaching them from behind and to try to get out of the way, because they rock up around these blind walls. The Alpine, both Alpine drivers are really hustling through here, really pushing it up against the curb, risking it against the wall. And talking to some marshals, there's some British marshals here, Mexican, Brazilian, obviously lots of American marshals as well. And a great grandstand as we see the AlphaTauri.
Look how slow that Tauri was.
Yuki Tsunoda getting out of the way of one car and in the way of another. and Pierre Gasly then through the exit. Great grandstands here. They've got a diamond screen up there. Lots and lots of cars coming through here on the limit of grip. Another very good spot. Over and out, Crofty.
Martin Brundle tracks out of turn 7 and 8 then as well, and getting in the Marina puns as well.
Yeah.
It's all good. I like that. Going through then.
Back to where we first saw Martin Brundle trackside at turn 4 and 5.
was too aggressive for the complex. Plus I touched the wall.
That's Perez.
Exit of the complex.
They are also calling it the complex.
I just
so
noticed
I think
that.
we've got a winner here.
Yeah, if Perez is calling it the complex, it's called the Red Bull Complex. Josh Plays has named that corner brilliantly as well. So get a trademark.
Going back to... Yeah, I need to get a poster of that. I named this corner.
And we've got it on live television as well. Both FP1 and FP2. So definitely done dusted there. Anyway, we've got some YouTube chats, but I'll let you finish your point first.
Yeah, I just saw Martin Brundle's not on board, but at trackside. Oh, yeah, big slap from Hamilton and a car getting in the way a little bit there.
Can't tell who that was.
But did you see that little chain across the track?
Yes.
That was for Martin Brundle to not make sure he gets any closer to the track.
If Martin got any closer, he'd be in the firing line of one of these F1 cars. Martin does love it.
Really, I was...
Oh my.
And we should be back. Yeah, a few connection issues there. So we are back. There we go. Hello, welcome back. Sorry about that. Late night internet connectivity issues. Same thing happened in Saudi Arabia. Occasionally it just pops up every now and then. But we are back. And I'll continue with my point quickly as well. Where were we before? I think we were talking about SHT, where she said, finally...
And Adam.
And Adam, yeah. So finally, SHT says, the way the Mercedes drivers' performance look right now, indicating it's time to move on to a new generation.
Yes, if you want, you can do one more push lap. No one is pushing behind you, so you can prepare the lap.
And that was from Charles Leclerc, as you can see. And coming through, Adam Lenridge, who says, hi, gentlemen. Enjoy the Miami Grand Prix and have a blessed weekend. You too, my friend, and we'll see you on for the Grid Network as well. The 2 shows this weekend. And Megan's back with us on the Grid Network this weekend as well, as it's W Series time. Ergo, she's back in the box as she's the lead commentator for W Series. So nice to have you all along with us as well as Josh Place still alongside me in the commentary box. And we were talking about whiteboards. You've got a whiteboard now, didn't you say? In that little
Yes, I've got a
glitch?
whiteboard. I have got so much stuff. I've got a trophy down there, I've got a whiteboard down there, I've got a corkboard down there, I've got pencil case over there, I've got
Is this
very interesting 2-screen setup with literally all my stuff from upstairs downstairs because my nan is coming and sleeps
Is there
in.
any longer distance than previous races to McLaren or something? Seems very easy entry.
I did.
Not sure, Fernando.
And from Fernando Alonso. I did wonder why. Did wonder why you went in your usual commentary area.
Yeah, so basically my nan is coming on tomorrow. And because I use my PC down here every weekday on the mornings, I couldn't be bothered to move everything back up to just bring it straight back down.
Don't blame me.
Because I'll have to bring it down tomorrow morning to use it for tomorrow night. Because, of course, if my nan is sleeping in my room, then I can't be in there at 11 p.m. doing shift. So I had to move it.
Completely agree. Yeah. It makes sense. It's logistical sense to keep it out there. Russell's headed back out on the track. As you can see, there's not... Oh, actually, hang on. Maybe I should go back to the driver tracker now. It's still working. Not many people are heading out there at the moment. We've got two, is it? Latifi, Russell... No, Latifi's just coming to the pit lane, so it's Russell's gone in too. So it's Vettel, Schumacher, Stroll, Ricciardo and Tsunoda out there at the moment. And SHT says 2011 they were bad. 2012 they got much better. 2013 they got worse again. 2014 they were on a high. 15 they were still fine. 16, 17 they drop a bit. 2018 to 2020 back to a backmarker team. Who are we on about there? Ferrari? Or which one are we on about? Alpha? You have to let me know which team you're on about there. 2018 to 2021 they were better, and this season back
Williams.
to last again. Oh, Williams, of course, yeah. Williams. And for 2014 as well, they were great. Their pole position, 1-2 in Austria as well, I remember. That was a great race.
Oh, here's a replay of George Russell going up the very, very long straight.
Down to turn 17 as well, so past the lakeside. as well.
Lakeside.
Has he locked up? I swear he's just locked up, hasn't he?
Oh no, the porpoising.
Oh, we thought we got rid of it. Still bad.
Anyway, to lift the mood about the porpoising, I think I could make myself a Formula 1 car. If I just get this
What have you got
and
there?
put it on and put my little red light on and turn
Turn backwards.
around.
Yeah.
Put,
On the
put
back
it
of your
on the
shoulder.
back,
That'll
and
do it.
then I've got a brake light.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're definitely in a Funker as they come through. Danny.
Welcome to
Practice Talk.
11:17 p.m. in the UK, and we're all really tired. Latifi Radio, and he's
he's in the wall!
If you're left on properly, the balance feels extremely weird. Like really, really weird. Yeah, it's off. No,
Red flag.
It's off. Okay. There's a problem. No,
And
I don't
wait
have drive, so I don't know if I have propulsion right now. Feels like I'm just coasting.
If you don't have drive, park the car where you can.
And he has stopped on an exit, so at least the TV hasn't actually hit the wall. But we're just talking about Williams. SHG was as well.
I was
and
about
now-
to mention that he
Yeah.
was like by an exit. Stop reading my mind, please. Anyway, moving on.
So red flag for the third time today and the second time in this session. And Jos
I
Capito.
so need to get my flag set out.
Yeah, Jos
I
Capito,
so need to get him.
who's of course American ownership now is Williams, British American Racing. That's BAR as well. They should call it BAR Williams. That would be better. British American Racing Williams. That's got a nice ring to it. But
Yeah, so that's Sector 2, track Sector 9. So that is in between turn 8 and turn 9 on the start of the first of the very, very long straights.
Do you want me to tell you something as well, Josh? I don't think that should have been a red flag. That should have been a virtual safety car. They could easily get that car in under VSC.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to. Although they are bringing a JCB on, and I'm not sure. They've stopped though the Heineken zipline look, and they're
Yep, so done that.
fans in there getting a great view.
Yeah, they went in at the perfect time.
That's Hamilton on the radio as well. So rear left doesn't seem to be on for Nicholas Latifi. They're bringing on the JCB. I don't think really. Do you need a JCB? Can't you just roll that one back? The wheel's not going to come off when you're rolling it. I think they're bit too thingy there. Ted's in the pits.
Ball goes from and to Crofty. We know who it is who's actually transporting in the air rather than on a bus.
I think it's anyone who wants to queue up and either pay their money or just wait their turn. But it kind of covers the track and goes off into the distance and comes back again.
I think it only literally goes from turns 8 to 10, doesn't it?
Brilliant.
Very good.
I'd commentate from there.
Yeah, you get an overhead view of turn 8, which we've seen plenty of people going off and wide.
Good. Well, I'm glad it's sort of a sightseeing thing rather than a fairly efficient or non-efficient way of moving people, 85,000 people from one place to the other. It would be a long,
oh, it's
a
for
long
entertainment
lift view,
purposes.
wouldn't it? But anyway, yeah. So they're all screaming for reason I don't quite know.
I don't know if
what.
that was
We
fake
there's
or
a camera
not.
on the
They're
test coming
happy.
back. They're happy.
There's a camera and people are happy and the
Or
sun
there
is
could
shining.
have been
and we're
just
gonna
someone
get the
hyping
session resumed
people up.
It's actually going to go
Yeah,
green
the
in a
red
minute.
flag there. You seem to
Yeah.
only have to sneeze on track these days for a red flag to come out. But in any case, it's made an interruption into Mercedes' work. Lewis Hamilton was actually
So
on track
true.
with some Flowbiz paint on that front wing, that new front wing that seems to have made such a positive difference to them so far. And he's had to interrupt that run. I'm sure they'll paint it up again and send him back out. Just looking at all the work on Max Verstappen's car, so much different work going on different parts of it. They have to change the rear brakes. He is now out of the car, so I think we can safely assume that he was never going to be able to complete the session, but was just sitting in there to watch what was going on. There's a lot of damage to the rear brakes having been on fire. I saw them bringing out spares to replace the rear brakes, so as soon as we saw that, we kind of knew that was it. But hopefully we'll get a word with Christian Horner to find out exactly what the root cause was.
Party's on here in Miami. You can hear in the background as well as George Russell is the fastest driver at the moment, the 1:01:29 as well on the board. And the green light is going to come on in a few seconds' time to restart the session now. Green light is on here at the moment then for this one, around the 5.412 kilometre, 57 lap as well. 308.326 kilometres they're going to do in the race this weekend as well. And out on the track comes Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Ocon, Russell, Gasly as well, all coming through and changing over on their positions. Ricciardo, Hamilton, Gasly as well, all coming through. And nice to see the session restarted. 8 minutes to go, and then we can all go to bed as well, because it's so
Wait a
late
minute.
now.
Did someone say fire? Don't worry.
I can beat that. Where is it? Look, ditto. Right behind me in the commentary box, fire extinguisher. Just in case any of the equipment goes off. See, look, us commentators are prepared for anything. We've got fire extinguishers in case they go off.
Well, that one was in our kitchen, but yeah.
That one used to be in Dad's taxi, to be fair. In practice with us later in the weekend as well. Not with us in practice. I think he's only joining us for the race, however, this weekend, if at all, as well. As he comes through, look at that. The traffic's starting to build up. It's what time is it over there in Miami? It's nearly 6 o'clock, isn't it?
6:30.
6:30.
The session ends, so 6:23.
On a Friday afternoon in Miami on the motorway, and you hear Formula One cars. That must be sweet. That must be quite nice for everybody. And
I mean,
there's a boat.
for the police department,
yeah, I'm just bringing up the
it
flags.
would
with
probably be a highway to hell.
Well, we would see.
Anyway,
Oh,
there's a
yellow.
yellow.
Sector 2 at the moment. Can't see anyone at the moment who's popped that out. Green flag is back now anyway, which is good.
Please tell me people got the AC/DC reference.
I hope so. I did. If Sainz keeps making mistakes and crashing, he's going to cause a lot of points lost for Ferrari and the constructors. I think they'll fire him, to be fair, if he doesn't perform.
Did someone say fire?
While you guys go to bed, I'm about to start the new day, of course, because it's 11:30 nearly here in the UK, so it's nearly midnight for us. And of course, over there, you're going to start a new day, so it's literally good evening, good morning, and good night, wherever you are in the world, as well as we get on for the day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, is what American broadcasters used to say as well. As one ball with Charles Leclerc, who's looking in a good sector. I feel sorry most of all for Ben Edwards and David. I feel sorry for Ben Edwards, John Watson, and Sam Hertz as well, who is on Formula One TV's commentary this weekend.
So you have got your yellow modifier available to help with front locking if you have it.
And anyone who loves Ben Edwards' commentary, and if you remember John Watson joining him in the Eurosport days in the 1990s and on F1 on the Sky Digital Plus back in 2002, it's a real treat that once again them two are commentating together at Biggin Hill 20 years later. I think they actually said how weird it was being back at Biggin Hill 20 years later commentating F1 together.
Look at that halo graphic with the rear wing in the middle. I quite like that.
I have waited for them to include that for over 4 seasons, and now they've done it. Look at that, a rear view camera on the halo. Yes, well done, FOM. That is it. That is development, and that is improvement. I want to see that in use during the race. If there's an overtake, I want to see that camera.
Yes.
To be fair, I don't know why we don't use split screen when we're on boards.
I mean, here's a replay of one of the Red Bulls. Of course, it's Perez because Verstappen nearly went boom.
And this would be on one. Oh, this is on Sebastian Vettel into the braking zone. Oh, he's gone wide. Perez too deep. That was the yellow flag. Perez spun it down at turn. Well, where is it? Actually, it's down at turn 11. The beach south. And just gets it looped back around. And this is Vettel. And lovely helmet as well, actually, for Sebastian Vettel this weekend. It says Miami 2060, the first Grand Prix underwater. Of course, Sebastian Vettel very much wanted to act on global warming and all the ecological changes, of course, because in 50 years, Miami is predicted to be underwater. So he wants to try and act now as well. So it's nice to see Seb doing that as well. And of course, he's going to appear on BBC One's Question Time on the 15th of May, or the 12th of May, whenever it is. Russell says, bouncing feels worse compared to the soft tyre. He's out there on the mediums, and definitely, Josh, looks like the proposing is worse as he locks up into the Red Bull complex as well.
Yeah, that was Hamilton locking up into the Red Bull complex.
Sorry, yeah, you are correct. Ted's with us.
Alpine Garage, they're all watching on, just completely impassively, the way they do. But yeah, maybe a bit early to say that Alpine are in the game, but they're certainly giving McLaren something to think about. Is this going to be one of those weekends like where Fernando Alonso could have been on the front row in Australia, but wasn't? And well, we'll have to see. As for Lando Norris, all going well. The program is going well. No issues or anything like that. And I'm pleased to say I believe he did get his cake from his engineer Will Joseph's mum Charlotte, who baked him a cake.
Oh, of course, the happy birthday cake.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Well, because Lando wished her
He sang happy birthday, didn't he, after the podium?
So, yeah, well done to Whizzle, as he's called, Will Joseph. Lando's little nickname for Will Joseph is Whizzle, which I rather like. And he got his cake from Whizzle's mum, so...
Oh.
Fantastic.
That's great news, Ted. Thank you. We've got a question here from SHT. He says, do you guys think that it's the start of Mercedes' revival in the 2022 season?
Top left toggle, turn 1.
Based on how they performed in both FP1 and FP2 so far.
Okay, understood.
So, do you reckon that we're seeing Mercedes back up front now with them being so quick in the 2 practice sessions?
Maybe.
I think it's too early to tell. Qualifying will show it.
Definitely too early to tell. It's only practice, and you've got... This is the practice technical stuff. Tomorrow we'll get into qualifying runs and long runs.
I think
in the practice 3. And of course, any red flags in practice 3 will really, really hurt and destroy the schedule for any drivers. What just happened there?
I think that was my fault on my side, technical. As it was our bus mixer having a little bit of an issue as it came through.
Did it explode?
No, I moved it and the power line nearly came out, so that's what you were hearing.
Well, that must have been bad. That would have been eek.
It was painful on my side because I got all the feedback in my ears.
I also got all the feedback.
Oh, did you? Oh, that means everyone did. Oh, sorry for that, everyone, as it came through. Just taking a look as well on this one. Hang on. Just checking that's not going to be on anywhere else.
When I said it was absolutely freezing when my dad opened the door, it is now absolutely boiling in here.
Oh, well, open up that door, but only a titch, because it's literally nearly 11:30 at night. We are nearly rounding out practice 2 here for the Miami Grand Prix. Get in touch on Twitter using hashtag MiamiGP on the YouTube chat as well. We're all watching that. And, of course, use the hashtag JB Motorsports to get in touch with us. We'll see it as well. And at Joshua Burge 99 on Twitter. What's your Twitter, Josh?
At Josh Plays 01.
There you go.
Yellow.
Sector 1. Yep.
Sector 7. And it's a Magnussen. Magnussen.
He spun it round. We're just seeing the same pictures. That's so handy now. Magnussen looping it round. Doesn't end up in the gravel. And the yellows are out. Now get going again. So,
do you think he spun just to have a look at the marina?
just wants to sit back and eat his Danish, to be fair. I presume it was an error, but it's at turn 7 where they've relayed part of the tarmac and it's catching nearly everybody out today.
It is catching a lot of people out.
It is weird,
That area, sure. It's quite fascinating how it literally goes under an active highway. You would have thought they might have closed that part of the highway, but then it would cause severe delays.
Yeah, I've always thought, what's it going to be like in Singapore if there's an accident and a car comes flying off into the track? I mean, how dangerous is that going to be? How dangerous is it going to be?
Here's a replay of Kevin Magnussen.
Through 3 and 4. This is 5. And now to 6 and 7. Moves back, goes wide, goes on the drain cover. That's identical to Bottas, but he got it stopped in time. K-Mag knows how to use the brakes.
Okay, Kevin.
All okay.
Checker flag is out then. Session is over for practice 2. So 2 hours completed. 1 hour to go tomorrow at 6 o'clock British summer time. And this is Sebastian Vettel down into turn 11 at the beach south. And that's him losing it as well. And going round the braking zone of the McLaren.
Okay behind at the moment. Tsunoda is 5 seconds back.
I'm not sure the car is.
And that was him losing it under pressure.
I think he got on the dirty part of the track.
Oh, the McLaren did well to avoid him there. That's Danny Ricciardo, who just got out of the way.
So there's Carlos Sainz having a closer look up.
Yeah, Ferrari's got that back.
All of the fans still there.
They've got great access. I think that's where I need to go for Formula One.
Confirm you did not take the checkered flag.
And that was Perez on the radio, so he can still go.
Second flag is fine. And it's really, really hard to get into here because I am against the wall and I've got the table in front of me.
Ah, that is different.
And because of where the plugs are, I literally have to climb over this cable.
Oh my, be careful.
So I literally have to go like that.
And nearly bring the entire box down.
Yeah.
Be careful
anyway,
for you.
Did you say it's the end of practice 2?
It is.
Does that mean it's the end of Friday session?
What?
We just get the pillow.
Are you going to bed now? Yes. Good night, everyone. Good night. Yes.
Night.
All done. All done and dusted.
The amount of stuff I have
Ian
down
Poulter.
the back of here, it's literally going to take me 10 minutes to put everything back.
Just leave it for the night. I'm just switching off the box and going straight to bed as well. Look at it. I've got... I like how we've got 18 hours a day. I'm going to see a friend in the morning. I usually never get to spend any time at weekends visiting people.
Peter,
but
keep
this time
pushing.
I
You
do.
were
I'm
the
looking
first to
forward
take the
it.
flag. All the cars ahead of you should be pushing as well. I'll tell you when to bail.
No idea what we're going to do, but she's an old friend that I used to work on at a TV station with as a script editor. So... lives away now and just back this weekend, and it's going to be nice to actually spend some time catching up. Let's go over to the chat then quickly, because coming through, SSC says, really hope Fernando's fortunes turn around starting from this weekend. They should do. This is the Claire having a moment at the Red Bull Complex as well. Radio?
The engine is doing really something weird in turn 42.
Copy, understood.
Yeah, could that be engine braking, Josh?
Yeah, that could be a problem in the race. 57 laps. More than 57 times, around 60 times if you have to count the formation lap and the recon laps.
That's going to be insane for that engine to keep up.
I've got an award to give out.
Oh, have you? Go on.
The most active person in chat for the 2022 Miami Free Practice 2 award goes to SHT.
Well done. Now, we should have, like Top Gear has, we should have the Golden Cock award, which is that one as well. Literally, it's like it's a hen as well. That was fantastic. I love that award. Cars can do practice tests in the grid now.
Also, if you want Top Gear F1 memes, in the Discord, I've been posting some, especially with one. Use your mirrors!
Yeah, use your mirrors. That's it.
And there's also a very funny new onboard from Imola, and it's just a DRS train, and then a white van flying past with Super Max flying.
Isaac says, hi, oh wow, the Mercedes. Yeah, look at that. We're about to go through the times as well. You can still see them all, but we're just seeing some practice stats now for Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton ended 4th, Russell ended top, and he's clear by 10th.
That's the right way.
Yeah,
Yep,
looks it right way. Practice starts being done then. Everyone heading back to the pit lane as well to complete practice 2. Lando Norris on the soft tyre was 6th fastest as well. Everyone looking good and strong. We'll go through the times and then wrap up here.
It's so confusing because everything's mirrored.
Wow, Isaac just said, I just woke up here at the moment. It's now morning. Good morning to you. It's 11:34 at night here in the UK, and it's very much bedtime. Right, let's take a look then at the times for free practice number 2 for the Miami Grand Prix. This is everything how they finished. It's George Russell fastest, Charles Leclerc is 2nd, and Sergio Perez finishes in 3rd place. Russell's time of 1:29.938 is a 10th quicker than the Ferraris. Lewis Hamilton is 4th, Fernando Alonso 5th. Lando Norris finishes in 6th position as well, 20 laps completed to his name as well. Further down, Gasly is 7th, Zhou Guanyu 8th, Esteban Ocon 9th, and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 10. Carlos Sainz crashing out, only completing 9 laps, finishes 11th. Danny Ricciardo is 12th, Yuki Tsunoda 13th, Sebastian Vettel 14th, Mick Schumacher is 15th, Lance Stroll 16th, then in 17th place for Alexander Albon. Nicholas Latifi 18th, Max Verstappen 1 lap, the rear brakes caught fire, he finished down in 19th, only completing 2 sector times, both over a minute. Valtteri Bottas, after a crash in the first practice session, never got going in FP2. Russell the fastest by a 10th, a 1:29.938 is the time to beat. Josh Plays is still with me in the comments box. Josh, what was your moment of that session? A lot of...
Can you see me now?
Yeah, and we're back.
Cool.
Try and go off air. They try and take us off. OBS crashing as well. Welcome back, everybody. Right, we're here to literally say goodbye, so that worked out well. Go on then, Josh. What was your moment of the session? It was very much filled of action here today.
Yeah, indeed. Carlos Sainz had a big moment. I think that's my moment of the session.
Absolutely, I think that's going to be great. Right, enough from us. It's been too late. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:50 British Summer Time for all of the action from Practice 3. W Series is at 7:20, and then you can join us throughout the day as well for qualifying from 8 o'clock. Thanks for your company. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.